Judith Glory Hill was born May 6, 1984 in Los Angeles, California. Both of her parents were musicians. She was the background singer for Michael Jackson during his last tour. Supposedly, she dated Prince right before his death, and she was the one that was on the plane, and she went to the hospital with Prince. She started working with him in 2014. Kirk Anthony Johnson was born September 1964 in Minnesota. He met Prince on the set of the Purple Rain movie. Kirk worked for Prince on and off for about 35 years. He was a drummer, a dancer, producer, and he was his best man at both of his weddings. And according to many, he was his best friend. During the last year of Prince's life, Kirk was the estate manager at Paisley Park. Throughout the years, you'll see Kirk in many of Prince's projects and performances. William Beerhurt was the pilot for the plane. He worked for Lifetime Fitness Aviation. Kirk Johnson also worked for Lifetime Fitness. Here you can see the plane registration. Jason Gallus also worked at Lifetime Fitness Aviation. He said that he knew Kirk previously, but he had never met Prince. During the plane incident, it was Gallus the one that gave him oxygen. He also noted that Prince seemed to be very down at first when he got on the plane, but after the concert, he seemed to be up and giving everybody high fives. Let's check out the interior of this plane and see if we can have any clues or any information will give us something, anything to try to find out what happened to Prince. Kirk was in the back of the plane and Prince and Judith was somewhere in the middle of the plane and they were sitting together. Prince was eating dinner and all of a sudden he just went unresponsive. That's when Judith Hill went and told Kirk that Prince wasn't responding, and then Kirk went to tell the pilots. The co-pilot, Jason, went back to see what was going on with Prince, and he brought an oxygen tank with him. They couldn't rouse him, so they told the other pilot that they needed to land quickly. They landed at the Moline airport at the North Gate. As you can see here, the entrance is at the front of the plane. So Kirk picked up Prince and brought him down to the EMT. The reason why Kirk had to be the one to bring him down from the plane instead of the EMT going up to the plane and getting Prince is because they said the stretcher couldn't fit on the plane, so Kirk literally picked him up and took him off the plane himself. Now you can look at the surveillance video of when the EMT, the ambulance, and the fire truck showed up. One of the pilots said they had actually landed even before the EMT even showed up. That's how quick they had got down to the ground. The plane descended 45,000 feet in 17 minutes and landed about 1:35 a.m. Central Time at the Moline Quad International Airport. Since we took a look at the plane from the interior, we know that Prince and Kirk probably would have got off at that side of the plane. So I did a slow-mo to try to see if I could see Kirk carrying Prince off the plane. With all the lights flashing from the EMT and the ambulance and the fire truck, I couldn't really tell when they got off the plane exactly, but you can take a look for yourselves and see if you can see anything. If you do, please post it below in the comments. Right around here, I can see the EMT coming towards the plane. Here I edited the video and took all the flashes out so you can see a little bit better what's going on without seeing all those lights. We can definitely see the EMT moving towards the plane, but that's about it from far as I can see. I'm still wondering if this really a real video or is it the one somebody came up with. We don't know for sure. Later on in this video, we're going to take a field trip to the Moline airport and try to see if this is the real thing. This video from ABC News looks a lot better than the other one that I've seen. The vehicle that's the closest to the plane is probably where Prince was being taken care of. Later in this video, you will see the ambulance pull off and head towards the hospital. When I read in the files, it said that they landed at the north gate of the area. So I'm going to be checking the north gate and looking at the surroundings and see if it match exactly this area that they claim that Prince was at. Try to make a good mental note. We see lights, we see a boarding bridge. So I'm going to assume that the cameras or the surveillance cameras was really close to where the boarding bridges were. So when I look into the Moline airport, we should see some type of camera somewhere, some type of boarding bridges, so we can pinpoint exactly where they landed. Here I slowed down the video and I chopped out all of the flashes so we can clearly see the area, so we can have more detail on what we're looking for. This area here looks kind of like where they might have landed at, because I see the boarding bridge. It's an overhead view. And that's a greater overhead view. Here's the audio on the scanners.
Chicago Center, Center Power Station to maintain 3000, Moline altimeter is 3012. SP 990 is VFR Moline, expect a visual approach to the ILS 9 is on the air. Uber at your discretion, advise the field inside, otherwise I can vect you around if you'd like to first straight in for 9. 990 clear visual approach to the Quad City Airport. 1947, Southwest 15 great night. Yeah, was it a male or a female passenger? 2 miles frequency 118.75.
Rough ET safe. We're planning on just flying runway 27 or just B990.
B990 CFR will be waiting. They want you to go to the on the west center and north ramp.
947 heavy, good night. UPS 3947 checking in 350.
Change advisory frequency is approved, and you can cancel it out on this frequency. That we'll transmit there on the ground. You'll be able to reach me, and have a good evening.
I called the Metropolitan Airport Authority in Rock Island, Illinois, and I learned a little information. And I'm wondering, is this what TMZ did and that's how they got the video? What you can do, you can fill out a form and you can get information from Rock Island about what plane, what date, and what time a plane lands, and you can actually request it online. So this is possibly how TMZ obtained the video, according to security personnel. So let's go ahead and take our journey to Moline, Illinois, Tri-State area, to the Quad International Airport. Let's see what we can find here. Well, we found a couple boarding bridges, so maybe this is where they landed at. But on the video, I don't remember seeing buildings on that side. So I'm thinking maybe it was in the opposite direction. I would love to go to Moline Airport myself and check this out. But all I have right now is this video from Google Earth. And I put it in 3D. So it's not going to be as good as looking at something else like in real life. So you can't really see if there's cameras. I can kind of see there might be a couple of cameras there, but I'm not 100 on it. I'm thinking that this is the area from what I could tell. Since it was 1 o'clock in the morning, the video is so dark that we got from TMZ and ABC. We can't really tell. We can't see the landing strips or anything. But if anybody got any more information or any way that we can figure this out, let me know. Put some down in the comments. My real crew. Anybody, just give me some type of information. But to me, I believe this is definitely the area because I looked all over Moline and this is the only spot that looked like it can match exactly where he was. Since we're here, we might as well go to the Rock Island Hospital, right? So let's go check that out. Let's see how far it is. The Unity Point Health in Rock Island, Illinois. And I noticed it's 2 trainees, and it might be 3. Because there's one in Moline and there's one in Rock Island. And I took the Google map and see which one was the closest, and Rock Island was the closest one to the Quad City Airport. Let's talk a little bit more about the man who found Prince in the elevator. At least one of the 3 that found him in the elevator. We know that he took a red eye to Minneapolis, and then he went and met up with Kirk and Marone over at the Country Inn. But I'm getting 2 conflicting stories. One story is that Kirk and Marone checked him into the Country Inn and Suites, and then they talked to the hotel manager, and the hotel manager said that Andrew himself checked in at 8:45 a.m. Now, which one is it? I also learned that Andrew drove his own car to Country Inn and Suites. At first, I thought that Kirk, Marone, and Andrew were together, and drove, but I guess they drove in separate cars, so that's new information that I didn't give the Prince's bike ride video. Also, with the TSA, how was he able to smuggle a whole backpack full of drugs that was Suboxone and other drugs he's supposed to had gave to Prince? How did he get past the TSA? Did he somehow obtain them after he got off the plane? And from who? We finally hit 100 subscribers. I am very, very happy. Whoever is the first person who can find all of the tumbler cups that I have shot in these videos wins the cup.